This is a big head-to-head. In one corner, we've got this, the TaylorMade P790. One of the most successful TaylorMade irons they've ever brought out. In fact, one of the most successful irons anybody has ever brought out, ever. They cater for a wide variety of golfers, from elite golfers all the way up to high handicappers. They've had many different iterations, and each year they've got a little bit better, real cutting edge in design. A lot of brands have, let's be honest, copied the P790 because it's been that successful. However, it comes with a price tag. For a set of 7 irons, £1,200. So not cheap. And in the other corner, this set of irons, the Kirkland signature irons from Costco. This is the P790 equivalent. Let's be honest, it's taken a lot of inspiration from the P790 in the head shape, the fact it's filled with speed foam, the fact it's hollow head design, it's got tungsten, it's forged, it's pretty much a carbon copy. However, the price is a fraction of the price. It's £480 for a set of 7 irons. In today's video, we're gonna go head to head with these two sets of irons, with 7 irons, pitching wedges and 4 irons, to see if there's any difference. Does this one dominate, or can you get something just as good for a fraction of the price? Behave. That is ridiculous.
Round 1, fight!
Okay, I'm gonna go P790 first. 7 iron loft is 30.5 degrees. I'll come on to the loft of the Kirkland signature in a minute. Like I said, it's so successful, these sets of irons. I see them every time I go to a golf club. You look around the bags of clubs dotted around and you're seeing P790s. From really good players to high handicappers, they've really managed to cater for all different types of golfers. Fairly strong lofted at 30.5 degrees, so I'm expecting this to go pretty far. The big thing is they sound good, they look good, and they feel good, and they're forgiving. That's pretty, what else do you want in a set of golf clubs? Look great behind the golf ball. That top edge is just that little bit thick, but not too off-putting. Right, first shot with the P790. That is exactly why the P790 has been successful. I didn't hit that well. I didn't. I hit it really low off the face. It felt okay, but it wasn't a great strike. But like, look at the result. It still found the green. I think that's where they've really managed to produce a club that looks so good, but is genuinely so forgiving. But that's not the true reflection of what this iron can do. Let me see if I can get one out the middle. That's a better golf shot. Out the mid, I mean, that's gone so much further. Out the middle, these irons feel so good. I remember the first ever time I tested P790s many years ago now. They've kept this model all the way through, probably updating them every 18 months, 2 years or so. That feel from this look of iron was like, wow, yeah, they've really got, they're onto something here. Often, forgiving irons look a bit more ugly, they're not as sleek, but these are. At the moment, this iteration, they've gone for a slightly more brushed finish overall, with just kind of this slither through the middle, which has got a little bit more shine to it. But just a beautiful design, they really are. Classic, they don't really date the P790s. And that is as good as it gets. I mean, I've actually put the flag there at 180 yards, thinking that would be decent for a 7 iron. That carried 186 yards. They've also got power, they've got oomph. Right, I'm gonna hit a few more and I'll switch over to the Kirkland signature. Nice, that's a good batch with the P790 7 iron. Let's move over to Kirkland signature next. Okay, moving over to the Kirkland signature. Just honestly putting these two clubs side by side, it's like they've come from the same mold. They're identical in almost every single way. Even to the fact that the grip is actually that kind of greyed colour. The P790 comes with a Golf Pride. The Kirkland signature comes with a lambkin, but apart from that, I mean, they look Honestly, the head shape is absolutely identical. The only difference with the 7-iron, the loft is 31 degrees, so it's half a degree weaker, and it comes with now more the shiny kind of finish. But still, even that back little slither, almost that kind of border in between, is featured in these irons. And you see the same word forged on the neck. You've got tungsten in the head. You've got this kind of weight port in the toe areas where they inject the speed foam, or the foam, as Kirkland Signature call it. The only big difference is, and I think it kicks in from 7, 7 up to 4-iron has got a speed slot in the P790s. That does not feature in the Kirkland Signature. So whether bottom strikes are going to be worse off with the Kirkland Signature, we'll find out. That's kind of my bad miss if I don't catch it. So potentially it might go just a few yards less distance, just because it's half a degree weaker with the 7-iron. But let's see how it stacks up. Honestly, it looks so... personally, I prefer the brushed finish of the P790. This I feel like is a bit too shiny. Certainly if you're playing in sunshine, that'd be an issue. I feel like shiny clubs do tend to look a little bit more dated once they've been in the bag for a few months. Right, Kirkland Signature. Be really interesting to hit these straight after P790s, because that's going to give me the best idea on feel. They feel so similar. I think it's a very slight difference in sound, but it's not much, but it feels almost identical. That's crazy, actually. I honestly think if you did a blind test with 100 golfers, they wouldn't know the difference between the P790 and Kirkland Signature. Certainly on feel. First 2 shots were almost identical, just little fades off the middle line. Not bad results at all, and strong for distance. Not hit one quite in the middle just yet. This time I will. Oh yeah, that's the strike. That's the strike. They're identical, honestly. There's just a very, and I'm being very picky here, there's a slight difference in frequency of sound when you hit the shot, but I mean, it's minute. It really is. Feel-wise, they're almost identical. Let's go a few more with the Kirkland Signature. Oh, that would be an interesting one to see. That'll be really interesting. I didn't hit that well. Look at that. I hit that. That was, out of all the shots I've hit so far, that was the worst struck shot. And look at the result. I mean, it was dead straight. It landed 171, and it's just ran past the pin. Okay, I'm now going to move on to the pitching wedges and then the 4-irons. Just to give you an idea, looks-wise again, the pitching wedges honestly look identical. I'd probably say the Kirkland Signature just had a very slight, smaller head shape, that's it. And they're exactly the same loft, 45 degrees. So I'm going to hit them in a second. And then the 4-irons, yeah, very similar again. Interestingly, with the 4-iron, the Kirkland Signature is 1 degree stronger than the P790, which kind of doesn't match up to the 7-iron really, because that was weaker. I must admit the 4-iron is probably the club that looks the most different to each other. And as I mentioned, the P790 has actually got the speed slot in it. Right, let me hit some wedges, let me hit some 4-irons, then we can have a look at some data. Got to say, I honestly think that pitching wedge of the Kirkland Signature feels better. That felt softer. I like that one more. Which I didn't think I'd say. Okay, 4-iron of the Kirkland signature. Oh, behave. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Okay, so the results are in. Very, very interesting. First off, feel-wise, I felt like 7-irons were so unbelievably similar to each other. I couldn't recognise between the two. Like I said, I've just felt like the sound was just ever so slightly different between the two, but really I didn't prefer or dislike either of them. Both very, very good. The pitching wedges, interestingly, I actually felt like the Costco Kirkland Signature pitching wedge felt softer. Just a little bit softer off the face, which I preferred. And the 4-iron, that Costco 4-iron was something else. Right, let's dive through the numbers first off. Very interesting reading. Looking at the 7-irons first, the P790 carried further. 182 yards compared to the Costco 7-iron, which carried 176 yards. There's two main factors to why potentially that P790 averaged 6 yards further. First off is just it's stronger lofted, albeit only ½ a degree, it's going to have an influence. And the other big thing, there was a couple of the P790s that went nearer to 190 yards of carry, which increased the average. Where I would actually say the Costco, the Kirkland Signature 7-iron, was more consistent around that 176 mark. Just something to note. Pitching wedges, pretty similar, 133 yards, playing 136 yards. Spin rates, as you can see from the 7-iron, and the pitching wedges, very similar to each other. The P790 4-iron carried at 217 yards. And as I said, that Kirkland Signature 4-iron, wow. What a rocket that is. 222 yards of carry distance. It's a degree stronger, granted, but it just came out beautifully. You can see ball flights there in the top corner. You can see the difference in ball flights and also the dispersion. Very similar, if I'm honest, not much to report. You can really dive into these numbers and you could pick them apart and definitely spot differences, but not vast differences. I think they are very, 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 very similar sets of clubs. I do. The P790s and Kirkland Signatures are so similar. I suppose where you then pay the extra price tag for the P790s is the fact that they created this iron, the P790, their R&D department, the research, the hard work that goes behind the scenes to create this iron, where someone like Kirkland Signature have just come on and basically copied and pasted, let's be honest. They've not put so much money into marketing research. The other thing with the TaylorMade, you pay that extra premium price because you can get fitted. You can have the angles changed, the length changed, the right shafts. You can have it completely fitted to you, where the Kirkland Signatures is very severely limited in that department. So as you can see from the data, not much difference, but if you want to get them absolutely specified to you, I suppose you're going to pay that extra price tag until Kirkland Signature come up with a custom fitting option. Guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more videos from the H.I.T channel, and we shall see you very soon.